resigned from his post to run as senator or to run for senator in the 2022 elections. Good evening, former Secretary Piñol, and thank you for joining us tonight on the program.
Good evening, Christian.
So you are running for senator. By why not under PDP Laban, your old party?
Let's be honest about it. First, in the early pronouncements made by PDP Laban leadership, they have not even considered me as a candidate, in spite of the fact that there are already movements by young farmers calling on me to run for the Senate to correct the flawed agricultural policies of the administration. Second, I could not possibly join PDP Laban, the administration party, because there are some policies related to agriculture, food security, and job generation, which I do not agree with. And one of these is the rice tariffication law, which I opposed from the very beginning, and which was one of the reasons why I resigned as Secretary of Agriculture in August of 2019.
Okay. But the rice tariffication law was a commitment by the Philippine government.
No, it's not true. It's not true. The commitment of the Philippine government only is to allow imported rice to come into our market. We never had any commitment to flood the market with imported rice. That was not part of the commitment.
Which, of course, being felt now by local farmers. Okay.
Of course, because you see, the flooding of imported rice actually benefits traders and importers. They make big money out of it. So why buy from the local farmers when you can generate huge profit from trading imported rice?
Okay. Now, let's go back to your senatorial run. In this case, you're running under what? The Nationalist People's Coalition, right? So when did you officially leave PDP Laban?
Well, officially, I wrote the president a letter and I tendered my resignation as chairman of the Mindanao Development Authority and also as member of the PDP Laban, because I'm a member of the National Executive Committee, effective 5 p.m. today.
Okay, but did you articulate this with the other officials of PDP Laban that you wanted to run for senator under that party?
No, actually, I did not. As I've said earlier, it was not just a question of them not including my name in their listing. It was actually a question of policies by the administration that I do not agree with, and the president is well aware of this.
So in the first place, you were not planning to run under PDP in the first place?
Actually, I had no plan to run at all, until this situation developed, where the bureaucracy, where the government seemed not to listen anymore to even official recommendations made by the Mindanao Development Authority, an agency that is assigned in the field. You know, as early as last year, Christian, we were already recommending, MINDA officially recommended for a review of the rice tariffication law. It was an official memorandum passed by the MINDA board, and we were expecting that it would be acted upon. But that recommendation actually fell into deaf ears. And so I felt that, given the situation where the national government doesn't listen to its own agencies anymore on issues that affect the lives of people in the countryside, there has got to be somebody who would stand up and articulate this position being adopted by the people in the countryside.
No, let's try to be more specific. Who exactly was ignoring you and the recommendations by the Mindanao Development Authority?
The economic managers, headed by Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez, who was the brains behind the anti-agricultural policies, the massive unimpeded importation of rice flooding the country, affecting our farmers, the importation of pork beyond what is needed by the market, the importation of chicken beyond what is needed by the market. All of these policies actually are products of the efforts of the economic managers to address, and I understand, to address quarterly inflation. But you see, you have to understand that even if you are able to lower down the price in the market, which didn't happen, by the way, even if you're able to lower down the price of pork and chicken in the market, you have to understand, but by massively importing agricultural goods, you are actually depriving your own people of income opportunities and job opportunities.
Okay.
Kasi yung nag-aalaga ng baboy, hindi lang yun ang apektado, pati yung nagtatanim ng mais, pati yung tractor operator. It's a long line of people involved in the production of these commodities.
Okay,
So
of
in the
course.
face of the hardships that we're having right now, early this year, Christian, Minda, which I headed, asked UNDP to fund a program, a study rather, which wanted to look into the effect of COVID-19 into the economic and social behaviors of people of Mindanao. And three things came out in the initial results of the study. One, people are concerned about food security. Second, people are concerned about their jobs. And third, health. So why are we depriving our farmers the opportunity of making money by producing these goods locally and giving these income opportunities to foreign farmers? That is something that I do not understand.
Did you ever articulate these concerns to President Duterte, who of course is your close friend?
Of course, in fact, in one lively engagement in the cabinet when I was still Agriculture Secretary, I heatedly debated with Secretary Dominguez in front of the President when I articulated my position on this issue. But you have to understand that I was alone. It was 4 against 1. And, they actually misled the President. When they proposed the massive importation of rice, they told the President that if rice would be allowed to come into the Philippine market unimpeded, the price of rice in the market would go down by 7 pesos. And that the rice industry would be boosted because of the tariffs collected, which would be given to the farmers to improve their productivity. Of course, ako naman Presidente, maniniwala ako dun. Laban sa isang agriculture secretary na nagsasabing, teka muna sir, dahan-dahan lang. And the economic managers are saying, sir, ito yung mangyayari, bababa yung presyo ng bigas, maganda yung ating industriya. Maski akong Presidente, papayag ako. And I understood actually the decision of the President. But what did
the President tell you after that?
Well, of course, I can understand. The President sided with the economic managers because of that rosy picture that they painted in relation to rice tariffication. But right now, it's not happening on the ground. Yeah. Hindi bumaba yung presyo ng bigas, bumagsak yung presyo ng palay ng mga farmers, nawawala ng hanap buhay yung ating mga magsasaka. And that is actually a problem that is affecting rice farmers totaling about 5 million families all over the country.
Okay, since we are also in this topic, and this is very important, of course, our local farmers, how about the safeguards that were promised while the law was being crafted? Are they exactly working now?
No. In fact, I live in the farm, Christian. So I know what I'm talking about. In fact, in my hometown, yung binhi na pinangako ng RCEF na bibigyan ng libre sa mga farmers, kakaunti pa lang dumarating. Yung abono, hindi pa dumarating. And yung cash assistance actually is missing the target because you have to understand that when you flooded the market with imported rice, hindi lang yung rice farmer ang apektado eh. Yung rice worker, yung taga-tanim ng palay, bakit rice farmer lang bibigyan ng cash assistance? Paano yung nawala ng trabaho ng mga farm workers? So, itong batas na to, kailangan talagang i-review ito, Christian. We really have to review this and we already are prepared with our own version of a rice program that would ensure that there would be enough rice for the consumers at affordable prices, while at the same time, we are boosting the productivity of our farmers by giving them a fair price for their efforts.
So you will seek an amendment and you will provide...
That's my first mission. In fact, I identified that as the immediate remedial legislation that should be implemented right away to correct the injustice being perpetrated against our rice farmers in the country.
Okay, but of course you need to win a seat in the Senate. Let's talk about your chances. Where is this optimism coming from?
No, I'm not optimistic of winning it, but somebody has to stand up. Somebody has to articulate this position because unless I do it, honestly, hindi ko nilalait yung ibang tumatakbo. Please look at the lineup. Sino bang nakakaintindi sa agriculture sa lineup ng mga senador, mga kandidato ng senador sa election sa May 2023?
Sino nga ba?
Mas marunong ako.
Pero sagutin natin yung tanong nyo. Sino nga ba nakakaintindi sa tingin nyo?
I do.
Bukod sa inyo.
Na precisely. Kaya tinatanong kita.
O sige, I'll cite a specific ticket, the PDP Laban ticket, where you were expected to be part of since you were part of the administration. Ang mga pangalan na lumalabas so far, Panelo, Villar, Belica, Roque, Bello, Tugade, and just today, lumutang yung pangalan ni actor Robin Padilla. What do you think of this lineup?
Well, they are all my friends. I respect their decision to seek a Senate seat. But honestly, I don't think anybody among them or any one of them understands agriculture, the hardship of the farmers, the need to produce food sufficiently for this country, the need to make food production as the foundation of our governance. I don't think any of them actually appreciates these problems as deeply as I do. And that I'm saying that with all modesty.
Okay, but if you were, had you been invited to be part of this ticket, would you have joined it?
No, because of the conflict in policies, as I've mentioned earlier.
Okay, now let's talk about your ticket. You will be you will be a candidate of the Nationalist People's Coalition,
Yes.
and under which ticket? By a presidential
Presidential candidate. Senate President Tito Soto is our vice presidential candidate. And
Okay.
we have, as of last count, I think we already have completed the slate. And I'm one of the 12 candidates of NPC who will be filing our COCs within the week.
When are you going to file this, your COC?
Me, I will file on October 8. Maganda
The
rin
last day. Last day.
8, feng shui daw.
Okay. Sino yung mga kasama yun sa lineup ng Lacson Soto?
Offhand, Lauren Legarda, who actually helped me realize that Free Irrigation Act when I was Secretary of Agriculture. Si Lauren talagang tumulong sa akin doon. We have Chis Escudero, a good friend, former Vice President Jejomar Binay. I don't have a complete list of all the other candidates. JV Ejercito, I think, is in the list. Maganda yung composition ng lineup na yan.
Paano nabuo yung lineup na to? Kasi logically, pag NPC ka, pasok ka because of Tito Soto, di ba? Pero the rest, the entire lineup, paano siya nabuo?
I did not have anything to do with the selection of the senatorial candidates.
Okay.
I entered the slate mainly because I opted to rejoin my old party, which is NPC.
But was that a difficult decision on the part of the presidential and vice presidential candidates to let you in the ticket? Ilan yung nakalaban nyo to get that slot, as far as you know?
I did not have any difficulty because I believe that Senator Ping Lacson and Senator Tito Soto wanted to hear my views on agriculture and food sufficiency because they believe in the advocacy that I've started when I was Secretary of Agriculture. They welcomed me right away. In fact, when my name was introduced to Senator Ping Lacson and Senator Tito Soto by Governor Edwin Hubahib, the Secretary General of the coalition, I was told that they were happy that I was rejoining NPC.
And you also briefed them regarding the agriculture situation?
I have a scheduled briefing for Senator Lacson and Senator Soto on agricultural issues, food security, food sufficiency, which, by the way, I also did for Isko Moreno and also did for Manny Pacquiao because I did not have any intention of running beforehand, actually. All that I wanted to do was just brief the presidentiables on the importance of food security for the country and the building of the nation. So I briefed Manny Pacquiao, I briefed Isko Moreno, and this week, hopefully, I will be able to have a schedule to brief Senator Ping Lacson and Senator Tito Soto.
When did you brief Senator Manny Pacquiao and Mayor Isko?
Well, as early as about January or February of this year, when there were already rumors going around that they would be running. I actually started engaging with Mayor Isko Moreno in December of last year when we held the Mindanao Tienda at the Cartilla ng Lipunan in Manila with the help of Mayor Isko Moreno. And that was when we started talking about agriculture. And there was one instance when Cesar Chavez asked me to brief Mayor Isko Moreno on very important issues in agriculture. And since
Okay.
Manny Pacquiao actually is also a friend of mine, whenever he would have a meeting with farmers online, they would call me up and I would join them and give them my thoughts on how
Okay.
food security could be attained in this country.
Between the two, kasi hindi nyo pa nabibrief si Senator Ping Lacson, no? Between Senator Manny Pacquiao and Mayor Isko Moreno, who do you think has a better grasp of the agriculture situation in the Philippines, the problems besetting it?
Both are very interested. And I think that qualifies them both. Both are very interested. So is Senator Ping Lacson. And I see actually Senator Ping Lacson as a more stable kind of leader. And
Why is that? Stable leader? What do you mean by that?
well, sometimes in politics, kailangan mong sumayaw, kailangan mong tumula, kailangan mong kumanta. That is not the kind of candidate Ping Lacson is. I believe that in the midst of this crisis we're facing right now, we would need a brand of leader like Ping Lacson who's steady, who's steadfast, and who is almost sure of what he is doing and what he's saying.
But is he any better than President Duterte, who you used to support?
I cannot compare them. President Duterte is a totally different personality. I cannot magkaiba eh. Magkaiba yung personalidad, magkaiba yung pananaw. And I feel that it would be unfair for me to compare both of them.
Okay, but by joining the senatorial ticket of presidential contender Panfilo Lacson, a lot of people saw this after you made that announcement on Facebook, no? That you broke with President Duterte and joined the enemy. Is that
No.
a fair characterization of what you did?
I don't think people running for political positions right now should be viewed as enemies by the other parties. I have not looked at politics in that context, Christian. I'm a former governor. I'm a former mayor, but I have never believed in belligerent politics. I have always respected the right of everybody to run for a political position. So when I wrote the president that letter asking for his understanding that I have to move out of the party because of the obvious policy differences that I had with the economic managers, I was told that he received it well, and he told Senator Bongo, who was present when the letter was presented to him, my resignation letter. Sabi niya, okay lang, okay lang. And I understand. I mean, this guy is the only godfather of my son. So malalim yung relasyon namin. Although magkahiwalay kami sa politika ngayon, I will always consider him as a dear friend.